a great way. Andrew coming out, getting the heat race win, leading those couple of laps, overcoming an injury. A great way to work the bugs out this start of the season.
Here's our Rocky Mountain keys to the race. We started with Jeff before. Ricky, why don't you go first?
I'm going to go with aggressive. I mean, if you want to win this race, you're going to have to be aggressive. You can't just ride around. And as stacked as the competition is tonight, you gotta make something happen.
Yeah, and what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to pick up the pace. I think whoever wins is going to be down sub 1 minute lap time. So we'll see if somebody gets in at 59. You're going to be tripling out of that one turn over there in the rhythm. Here we go, finally.
The 2012 Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship season is about to start right here. Yeah, I know we've been racing, but this is where the points are on the line right now. Miss Supercross Diana Dahlgren leaves the straight. Here we go, live on speed, Monster Energy Supercross. The Nuclear Cowboys hole shot goes to the #1, Ryan Villopoto, the reigning champ, trying to win back-to-back Anaheim season openers.
Ivan Tedesco almost grabs that hole shot. He nudges out Chad Reid for second.
I can tell you who this isn't good for, and that's the man on the #7 Yamaha, James Stewart, because you do not want to give a guy like Ryan Villopoto a lead like this.
Yeah, Stewart's back maybe just inside the top 10.
We talked earlier this week. Oh, look at Dungey getting aggressive, getting inside of Alessi.
Yep, that's Mike Alessi on the 800, who had a great start in his heat race, but not so much here in the main.
Stewart comes past the line in 9th. We'll see if he can pick up some spots because he's really good at being aggressive and brave on the first lap.
There's Brett Metcalf on the 24. He's just in front of Stewart, and Justin Blayton's right there as well on the 10. Bouncing back, coming through the LCQ.
Watch Stewart going to the outside. Let's see if he triples this. No problem.
Yeah, right over.
Did not hesitate.
Yeah, and he's setting up Metcalf already. Look at that.
Yeah, look how many guys he's passed on the first lap here.
That's going to put him into 6th already.
Not getting the start he wants, obviously. He is going to have to really pick it up here. No doubt about it.
I'm telling you guys, Villopoto is out front, and he is flying. Chad Reid's putting in some hot laps, and Stewart, who I really feel that for Stewart, by the way he spoke, that he was coming to Anaheim with a must-win mentality, right, Ricky? And that kind of sensed that.
Absolutely. He's becoming a veteran of the sport, and it's time that he live up to the expectation that obviously he has for himself.
Exactly.
He hasn't won in 2 years a championship. It's time.
Well, and these are expectations that he has set. He said, I'm going after McGrath's record of 72 wins. Let's watch what happened here to Josh Grant.
Okay. Right here in the middle. Check him out. White gear, white and green gear. Watch as he comes through the whoops right here. Bike skips out on him a little bit and he slides down. Easy fall, but that's going to cost him quite a bit.
That's Jeff Ward's new team.
Lucky he didn't high side right there. Now look at this guy. He's making work happen right now. He is putting in extremely fast lap times, running a 1 minute, 0.4 second lap. That's almost a second faster than anyone else on the racetrack. And what he is doing right now is he is trying to get as big a lead as he can, knowing that James will not be able to catch him or anybody else will try to pull away from 22 Motorsports' Chad Reid, so no one can catch him. And guy looks like he's on rails right now.
Chad Reid is turning his best laps of the night also. Remember we talked earlier in the show about Chad has that ability to step it up. And even if he didn't start the day good, by the end of the night, he's always there.
13 times in 17 races last year, Ryan Dungey was on the podium. He has that final podium spot right now. And Tedesco and Stewart have a history. Yes. And here they go together right now, fighting over fourth. And Ivan's going to hang on with everything he's got for Kerry Hart right now.
Yeah, he does. You can see James kind of sits up right there. Going to take his time on this track. You really got to time out your passes here.
Hey, that's great riding by Ivan, and that means that he's comfortable on this new bike, and he's ready to go. He's fit. He's had a lot of time off, but Man, he's keeping Stewart at bay at this point.
Tedesco looks really good tonight, Aaron.
He definitely does. In fact, Dr. G, his doctor, had mentioned to me that he has never seen Ivan so mentally and physically prepared. He said he wants this more than ever before, and he has done everything in his possibility in order to make this happen tonight. He wants it bad, and he said he's going to go out and prove it tonight.
Well, he's going to have to work real hard right now to hold on to fourth. Stewart with a good run around the outside, trying to power away, and there he goes.
Yeah, Ivan kind of getting a little off key here.
Yeah,
but
lost
he
his
can do
rhythm
it.
a little bit. Got excited there. Stewart puts that sort of pressure on you, and Stewart was really patient right there. Just kind of waited for Ivan to do his own thing, and they know each other right there. So Ivan's trying to defend it. Stewart knows that while he's doing that, okay, just let him do his thing. He's bound to make a mistake.
Michael Lessie sixth. You see Short right there behind him, and then Brayton, Metcalf behind them on the 24th.
And our man Wyndham rounding out the top 10.
There he is.
Man, the track is so good. There's so much grip out there.
Yeah, they got some lead angle going right here.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, but the track's in it's good condition there. And now that the track has started to rut up in spots, you got to switch it up. And so now you can't ride that cow path that Ricky alluded to earlier. See this 1, 2, 3, 4 lines coming out of that turn there.
Short on the Supercross.com Honda. Jeremy McGrath, Larry Brooks teaming up. L&MC racing team, they're calling that.
Short came out pretty aggressive here.
On the left side of your screen, you see our race leader, Ryan Villopoto.
This guy right here, Ryan Villopoto, I'm sitting here watching him. I was cheating a little bit. I wasn't watching the monitor. He is flying. I mean, he is hitting all his marks. He's keeping a tremendous amount of momentum. And there isn't even no one in his league right now.
One of the things you said while we were all up here watching final practice from the booth earlier today, you said he looked better than everybody else on the edge. He had a little bit more extra room to push the bike. What did you mean by that?
Yeah, well, what I meant by that was when he's trying to put in fast laps, his comfort, the area of him to where, you know, he won't fall down is much greater, where some guys can't do that.
Well, and we all got really excited at the end of the final qualifying practice when Stewart went out and set that fast lap time. It was about a second faster than Villopoto's. But during those qualifying sessions, I mean, Stewart did one of those. Villopoto rode the whole session like it was a race.
Yeah.
And he came out in the heat race, as you saw, and set the fastest lap. Now, once again, he's getting it done here in the main.
Watching on the right side of your screen, a battle for 10th. That's Metcalf and Jake Weimer battling it out. Metcalf on what is considered the factory Suzuki, even though it's now run completely by the Yoshimura organization. Rockstar still sponsoring them with that whole program over there on the 24. And he's got Jake Weimer going at it with him. Team Yoshimura, Suzuki, Dunlop all involved on that.
Yep.
Actually, Rockstar not involved in that program
not
anymore.
this year. Factory Yoshimura Suzuki. Yeah, Jake Weimer, I'm pretty glad to see him up here mixing it up. His first full season in the Supercross class, Premier class.
Well, yeah, considering that he had the injury, yeah.
Yes. There he goes.
Look at that.
Weimer.
Oh, and hops off. And it's a good thing because he did not have the line on Metcalf. And if he hadn't done that one little hop and executed that right-hand turn after with the speed that he did, I believe that Metcalf would have still been able to catch that line.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at the lap times on our monitor, and you guys can see it across. And James Stewart has slowed down a little bit. The guys in front of him are turning a little bit faster lap times here.
Interesting, though, right, as we look at Davey Millsaps here, that the big four, if you will, are right up in the top four.
Davey's running back in 13th. As I mentioned earlier, he told me he lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
Since the last outdoor race he ran at the end of the summer.
That's awesome. That guy has so much talent, Davey Millsaps. He always has. He's been a champion in the lights division, and the guy knows how to ride a motorcycle.
And I mean, you know, and just in front of him is just behind him, Josh Grant. I would say the same thing about Josh Hansen, who's in front of him, Josh Grant here, who is behind him. All three riders extremely talented, trying to find their groove here. This is a brand new team Josh Grant is on.
Josh Grant got the only win for Joe Gibbs Racing in Supercross competition right here, this event, the season opener a few years back. A very emotional night.
Boy, that was, wasn't it?
Battle for 7th here. Andrew Short on his number 29 Honda, still fending off the Muscle Milk Pack 10 of Justin Brayton.
Now, okay, so the Muscle Milk Honda team, that's the official in-house factory Honda. The team, the McGrath team that Short is on is, you know, an outside team, but they have the works machine. They have the very similar bikes to what Brayton would be on.
Same situation with Chad Reid. He's got a factory bike, but he is not affiliated, if you will, as a factory team.
Basically under the factory 10. He's not under factory 10, right? But that bike is plenty winnable. There's no doubt about it. It's a legit machine. Look and see, all those guys are pretty much tripling that thing out of the corner now.
And this battle continues here as we get to the halfway point. This is where we're going to see fitness start to come into play as well, as Brayton took a good look inside. Here's our race leader, Villopoto. He has got almost an 11-second lead over Chad Reid, and nobody's been able to match that 1 minute, 0.4-second lap that he posted early on.
And guys, you look at the leaderboard, Stewart's in front of Dungey here. Yeah. Something just happened on that last lap to Dungey.
Yeah, Dungey had a fall, but I'm willing to see if Dungey can reel him back in here.
Yeah, he's back up and riding.
There ain't no one in this guy's league right now. I mean, he said it, you know, that start was going to be really important tonight. All those guys who won the heat races, they said that was going to be key, and it certainly has for RV right here.
And, I mean, Villopoto has set the fastest lap time.
Yeah.
1 minute, 0.4.
And, whoa! That was a little different.
Got a little high up in the berm there.
He's got plenty of experience. And, I mean, still, you go back to all of the adversity that Villopoto has faced since he jumped up to the premier class, okay? And the adversity that he faced and overcame last year to win the championship. And now this year, you know, basically winning everything last year, that, you know, everything that was in his way, everything on the checklist, he checked off. I mean, he definitely came into this as the favorite, and he is living up to the expectation.
You know, Villopoto held the points lead for 14 of the 17 rounds last year, and it looks like he's going to make his way to Phoenix as the points leader once again.
Look at Ivan riding good. We're halfway now. 10, 11 laps in the race. Oh, a little short there.
Kerry Hart's got to be very pleased. You know, Jeff, you and I went and spoke with Kerry for a while this afternoon, and boy, he really bit off a lot this year, jumping up to a 4-rider team and really expanding his pit party presence and everything that he's got going on over there, the Hart and Tunnington effort. But man, they're really delivering here tonight too.
Look at this now.
Dungey is catching up to Stewart.
And that's for the podium spot right there. And Dungey was, you know, a lot further behind there. Still got a lot of time left. He could reel him in.
9 to go. Wow.
This is where, you know, you find yourself every point counts. It seems like it'd be so easy to say, you know what, I'm going to take 4th. But as you start thinking, when I get to Vegas for the championship, I should have passed this guy.
But how is this happening? Stewart, big mistake.
What a move by Dungey, too.
Yes.
And Dungey takes advantage of the mistake and takes off with the position now. Dungey back to 3rd.
Stewart looks, I don't know what.
I mean, what's going on, Ricky? Because he's, you know,
I mean, he's not even trying.
One of the fastest riders of the night, and now it looks like, I mean, could he be experiencing arm pump? Is there a fitness pump? Is there an issue with the bike? I mean,
look at this.
Dungey, I don't want to discredit Dungey because he fell in this section. Now he's came back to battle back.
Not a very aggressive riding position.
3rd place position.
Okay, you see right here, on, off. He goes around, the corner's very, he started to lose his front end, you guys could see. Got cross-rutted, had to abort going onto the top of the, on tabletop.
Is he mentally flustered at this point? I mean, what's going on?
You know, I said that those guys were pulling away, and then we just watched on TV here.
I mean, there's
big catch him.
To me, there's big expectations with Stewart going to JGR, the hire and all that, and
right here.
Well, let's see if James can mount a charge back. He's not one to give up, and he's well known for giving it
Reid
everything.
was
Reid
down.
had a problem. So now this is a fight for second.
Wow.
We got 3 riders battling for second. Reid right there on the 22, Dungey on the 5, and Stewart's right there on the 7.
Hey, you guys, there's not one person sitting down in the stadium, including us right now.
Yeah, nobody in the
We're right
booth
back
either.
at it.
This might give the number 7 a little more boost right here.
Let's see. Reid had a crash. Let's catch a look at what happened here. Oh, and Stewart is definitely picking the pace up.
Watch your left box there. Reid comes into the turn and washes the front wheel. Too much front brake. Get back to the right side where the real action's at.
All right, so Reid looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit.
Wow. And this track, you know, these guys are racing really hard, but to me, I watch it, it looks like that they have to be so patient. So this is one of those mentally straining tracks. It's not the physical one that really gets you in. You have to, you know, really hammer the whoops. This is when you have to be patient.
Because it's very tight. You see, this track is very tight, so you can't rush this track.
Yeah.
The faster you go, the worse it is. And it's very easy to get arm pump on this track.
Aaron, what's your thoughts on the track?
You hit the nail on the head. The faster you go, the more likely you are to crash, and especially as the night goes on, because the temperature is starting to drop. The cool air is starting to make the moisture from underneath rise up to the top, making some very slick conditions for all of these guys out here. Mechanics were vigorously working throughout the afternoon, trying to put their exact right tire on to provide any additional traction for the main event tonight.
Boy, Stewart is doing everything he can to apply pressure to Dungey, but I'll tell you what, the 2010 champ, Dungey, is not blinking.
We were talking about something was wrong with Stewart. He looks pretty good now.
And they are all over Reid again.
Well, yeah, he had a chance to regroup, and the races kind of came back to him.
There are 5 Monster Energy
Stewart to the
Supercross
inside.
championships right here between these riders. Stewart, who's got 2 of them, gets inside of Dungey, who has 1. And now Stewart is in front of the 5.
Let's see what sort of fight Ryan Dungey has, and if he has a chance to get back in this and not settle for 4th place here. But let's see, now this is where you can't get too anxious. You start to miss your line, then you're going to drop off the pace. Chad Reid, though, on the other hand, has really held his composure since that fall, and the heat is on with 5 to go.
Wow. Definitely getting a break here, without a doubt. These guys having a little issues, the 5, the 22, and it's playing right into James Stewart's hand, and that's what I love about this sport. Anything can happen.
Oh, it happened again! Down goes Stewart, just like that! Stewart is down, Dungey is passed, Villopoto, Reid, and Dungey your top 3.
Wow.
Just as you said it, Ricky, anything can happen.
Okay, now my question is, for a rider like James Stewart, is there just, oh, he ripped the radiator shroud off the left side of the bike. That's in the way.
This could be a horrible point night for him.
Yes, his radiator smashed in.
And here comes Brayton.
Here comes Brayton.
And Tedesco is behind him.
Oh, he's got problems.
Yeah, they're like sharks in the water right now. They're all going by him. He's got to salvage every point he can get. Tedesco trying to get one from him, too.
Wow.
And just behind Tedesco is Weimer.
Oh, they
He's
just
right
ripped
there
it off.
too.
He ripped the shroud off. Did you see that?
Okay, my question is with Stewart, we've just seen excellence out of him in his career. Is there too much pressure with the hype and everything going to JGR? Like, this main event is, I'm having a hard time getting my mind around what's happening with the number 7.
Yeah, well, he's a high-profile guy, and you have to deal with it, and he's been able to deal with it. He made a mistake here, and here you go.
Progressive pass of the race, and what a moment it has been here in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Well, and the pass is Ryan Dungey making the pass on the 7, but it's Stewart giving it up, just making a huge mental error.
That's right.
Ironically, on the Sandman well matters.
His shroud's messed up there. You can see his radiator's pushed back. Telling the track officials to move the tough block there.
Meanwhile, this guy, no problems for Ryan Villopoto, the 23-year-old from Washington, having a great night.
20-second lead over it. Now remember, Reid went down. Well, he slowed down a little bit this lap. It's back to 18, but it was up to 20 seconds a lap ago. He's going to be cruising at this point.
He could pull into the mechanics area and get a Monster Energy right now.
And remember, only 4 riders in Monster Energy Supercross history have won back-to-back titles. And I think I know one guy standing next to me on my left.
Well, he won the opener here last year when he was the underdog. And like I said, to me, far and away the favorite coming into this event. But, I mean, look at him. He's physically fit. He's still so aggressive with 3 laps to go. He was wheeling through the whole whoop section earlier. Couple of laps, we didn't get it, but he was just on the rear tire the whole time.
Tedesco goes down. Ivan Tedesco has problems after having such a good night. He was up to 6th. Oh, man, what a tough break for him.
And his teammate there would have gone by. Hansen, I believe Alessi would have gone by, maybe.
Oh, he hurt himself. He's taking his goggles off. Let's see what happens here. He comes out of that corner.
Gets on.
Looks like he came right off the pegs.
Yeah, well, he went to triple.
Almost takes out Stewart with him. He hit his chest on the handlebars, it looked like.
Whoever he was behind right there, whether that was a lap or not, he went to triple, and the other guy didn't, and then that's when he checked up in the air. So frustrating. They had a great night going. Another rider down. Yamaha rider.
This cat ain't playing. I mean, so programmed.
Yeah. He looked like a machine today, didn't he? When he was running practice laps.
He does have a pretty good program. He's in great shape. He's coming off one of the best years ever.
Alden Baker took him through his boot camp earlier this year, knocked 20 pounds off of him.
Hey, and you know where that matters is on a night like tonight where every lap time was over a minute. This race is over 20 minutes, more like 22, 23 minutes. That is a long main event here tonight, and look who's on top.
And he's about to become the 6th rider in Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship history to go back-to-back wins in the Anaheim season opener.
Look at that, just squirting out. That bike's just launching.
And how about Dan Fahey, the new team manager in Monster Energy Kawasaki? What a way for him to take over the reins at the factory Kawasaki squad and win what is arguably the biggest race of the year, the season opener here in Anaheim. Ryan Villopoto won the 2012, or the 2011 championship, I should say, and he's making a big, huge statement here tonight.
Here it is.
Coming to the checkered flag. Ryan Villopoto's done it. He wins back-to-back season openers in Anaheim.
Look at this battle for second and third. Dungey on the inside of Reid.
Reid's gonna do it. Can he hold him? Reid trying to take second. He's got it. Dungey back on the podium once again in his first race on the Red Bull KTM.
Hey, for both of those riders, that was an outstanding effort right there to be on the podium here tonight.
And Stewart, where's he gonna finish? He's in 6th right now. Can he hold on and salvage some much-needed points?
He's better step it up. He's got Short right behind him, Short and Wyndham. Wyndham coming from way back.
How about Brayton coming through the LCQ to get 4th in the main? Stewart will finish 6th. But that's the guy everybody's going to be talking about over the next few days as we prepare for Phoenix and Chase Field. Ryan Villopoto has done it again here in Angel Stadium. He's the winner, and we'll